voice that likes you are one and the same. This is your Lord, and when you move, only for the cause of love, the heart of the one, and the voice that likes you will lead you on. There are two ways of looking and hearing. One is from me, apart from them. The other is us. A body of one, a unified self. In this there's no me, only us, the heart of the one, and the voice that likes you are one and the same. This is your Lord, and when you move, only for the cause of love, the heart of the one, and the voice that likes you will lead you on. Thank you, thank you. Oh, goodness gracious. Just in time for me to get teary again. Oh. So, hi everybody. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad I'm here. I always wanted to write a song about the voice that likes you, and I finally found the words. And I never use the word Lord, but the voice that likes me as Lord just felt so good, not to project outside, but just to know that guides me, and so for some of you who may not know or haven't heard me speak much, my husband, Reverend Glenn Morton Ganaway, that's a phrase of his, and he passed away 2 years ago, and we've been, here with you guys for all these many years, and you've heard him say that before. So, to write that song from that perspective was such a gift to me, and I wanted to share it with you today because it just came recently. And and I am sharing today from one of Glenn's A Course in Miracles booklets. So I wanted to give you a little taste of what we do on our Wednesday nights. Glenn started this class in 2007, and we're still doing it. We actually started this class before we even went to seminary, before we met Sean, actually, or around the time we met Sean and later Kenneth. But so what Glenn did in his years of teaching was he would take a section of the text and he would highlight certain sections, and then he would write commentary and questions. So it's kind of like a workbook and a commentary on every chapter of A Course in Miracles. And I have lots and lots of these booklets. So I wanted to share with you today because this one really, oh man, it really, really spoke to me. And so it's called From Littleness to Magnitude. And I put a little aside there, bringing even my hatred to the altar. So bringing everything to the altar, even that which I say, oh, I hate that, And I don't use that word too much, but it's come up. And so, I thought we'd look at that. And we were studying this a few weeks ago, and I was just like, wow, this really, really spoke to me. So in my ongoing commitment to notice and remove the obstacles to love's awareness in my life, I found a place in my curiosity that made me feel like an imposter. So that's what I'm going to share a little bit about that today. But I want to start by reading to you Glenn's summary of this chapter. Now, this is actually Course in Miracles chapter 15. The chapter is called The Holy Instant, but this is section 3, and it's called Littleness versus Magnitude. So Glenn would always write a summary, and this is what he said for this one. Ever feel like an imposter? Ever feel like you were meant to do more, be more? The truth is, we often feel like children living adult lives that are way more complicated and difficult than we can manage. But it just feels like that right now. It's not the truth. Thank you, Kenneth, for always reminding us. Who we are is not up for discussion or debate. Who we are is not up for discussion or debate. The truth of who we are is what is. It is what we are. We are gods and goddesses. I love that he said that. We are gods and goddesses. We are, though. We are. That's the power that we truly, truly are. And we can act like it. So his phrase, the complete phrase that he used to like to say was, listen to the voice that likes you. She will tell you that we are one, and she will tell you how to act like it. I always liked that. When we believe ourselves to be flawed, little, and broken, we actually ask the world to confirm that idea, right? I know that we all have a working knowledge of that piece of it. When we act on who we are, we find out we're volcanoes. Interesting. We're shaping the world around us in new ways, profound ways that create the experience of joy and connection that we know is our inheritance. We look inside of who we are. We listen to the voice telling us the truth, and we act. I think that's a really important point there. Because currently in my life, I'm living in a constant monastery. I live by myself in the country with 2 cats, and it's gorgeous, and I love it. But I can see that a lot of times I just want to be, don't go anywhere, don't interact with anyone or anything, and that can be a little isolating, first of all, but also I forget, and then I'll go out to the grocery store or something like that, and people are doing things, and I'm like, why are you doing things? Don't you know how to act? So then I have to go like, all right, I listen to the voice that likes me. She'll tell me that we are one, and she'll tell me how to act like it, each step. We move into the world knowing who we are and who we're becoming. That's gorgeous. Wow, because we're ever remembering who we are. Always. And there is no turning back. All right? We're here. We're on the path. We chose the conscious spiritual path. We're here. We're doing it. So in my, like I say, in my commitment to live, the spiritual path, what I've discovered lately is there are subtle ways that the ego gets me, right? It gets me in there. And I haven't had the curiosity enough to really dig into those ways until lately, because I haven't noticed some of these things. So what really brought this to my attention was when we were studying this and talking about littleness, it began to flood my mind of people that I have grievances toward, right? And particularly, and I'm not this is me putting this on me. I'm not supposed to have grievances, right? So against around people, because I'm a spiritual person. I'm a minister. I do things. I talk to people. Blah blah blah. People come to me for advice. So I'm supposed to be perfect, but of course that's ridiculous. But that's a trick. This is a trick of the ego that sticks in there. But what I discovered was some of these grievances and hateful thoughts that I have are way back. They're way back in here. And I don't allow them to come into full light so that I can see them, because I'm like, cancel, spiritualize it away, no, it's just an illusion, so I'm doing spiritual bypassing. Those are just ego thoughts, It is exactly what A Course in Miracles teaches, of course, but just because something is metaphysically true doesn't mean that I've allowed the healing to happen, So I can use these things. Well, you can use anything, any spiritual practice or anything to beat yourself up or beat other people up, you can. But, I was bypassing, and it was hiding in the shadows. And there was a particular person that came to mind that, really brought this on with my realization. And they weren't even in the room. Like, right, I'm saying, I'm sitting here, like I told you, basically monastic, and I'm having this conversation with this person, that I haven't seen in 3-4 years, I don't know, but blah blah blah. That is littleness. That's what the chapter calls littleness. And in this chapter it says, be not content with the littleness. And I always used to think that was thinking poorly of myself, which is part of it. Low self-esteem, feeling powerless, but I don't think that's all that, Spirit means with this. What came to me is, and I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, littleness is every strategy we use to avoid the magnitude of love. Every strategy. So let's see. Let's play a game. Whose favorite strategies to avoid magnitude? Let's see. Complaining about everybody and everything, complaining about politics, worried about what's going to go on. Just the machine going on and on and on and on and on. Anybody have a particular shout out, a particular strategy they want to bring to mind? If you do, you can just hold it, and we'll bring light to it. But if you want to speak out, if you want to speak anything out, please do. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's a good one.
I don't know why that came. But
Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's definitely an avoidance strategy. Yeah. Bypassing. And in the bigger picture, right, it doesn't matter. Right. So this is how, see, I'm getting excited that you said that, because you see how, spiritual truth can be used to stunt us, depending on our perception, depending on where we're recalling this from, right, and how we're using it. Thank you. Awesome.
I have one.
Yes, please.
Is this one actually, there is nothing to forgive anyhow?
That's great. That's really great. There's nothing to forgive anyhow. Right. And again, that's a metaphysical, big truth that the Course even teaches, So look how subtle it is. These are the things that I've been looking into. I've just, whatever. It doesn't matter. Forgiveness is, whatever. There's nothing to forgive. Yes, please.
They did the best they could with what they had.
They did the best they could with what they had. Yes. And so we hold on to that. Oh my God. Wow. So all of these are examples of littleness. Pretending I'm beyond all of this, right? I'm spiritual. I even got an ordination. I'm working on my second ordination, I'm telling you right now, because I'm doing it with the Awakening Together, another church that I'm involved in. But anyway, it's ridiculous. I love degrees. I love studies. Anyway, whatever. So Glenn wrote something that comes in here, I think. When we believe ourselves to be flawed, little, and broken, we actually ask the world to confirm it. So, when I'm saying it doesn't matter, what am I saying doesn't matter? What am I calling into my life that doesn't matter? You know what I mean? Like, so maybe somebody else is looking at me, oh, that doesn't matter. You know what? So what I'm getting at is, like, when I have a thought about somebody else or whatever like that, that's coming back to me in some way. It's circulating, because none of this is stagnant. It's always dynamic. So if I secretly believe, and this is a secret, I had to look at it, that I'm little, then I need you to be little too. Because I'm not comfortable if you're magnanimous, if you're in your magnitude and I think I'm little. There's a lot of feelings that can be hurt over that kind of thing, because somebody, is in their power, and then you're happen to not be in your power or whatever that day, and perceived statements that happen can be perceived in a completely different way than the way that we're intended, because that person's just in their power, and they're not really, they're just being them. So, right, these are things that are occurring to me too. Okay. Here's another trick that I discovered in me. The ego says, if I can keep seeing what's wrong with you, I won't have to face what I'm believing about me. That's what I was trying to sort of say there. And in this chapter, Jesus says, every decision you make stems from what you think you are. Every decision, not some decisions. Every decision, every judgment, every grievance, every act of love. Everything. Every decision you make stems from what you think you are. Huh. Who do I think I am? And that was Glenn's first provocative question. Who do you think you are? We used to have so much fun with this. Well, because right before when we were really committed to spiritual practice, you know, we met each other like in a bluster of fury and, you know, attraction and craziness, and I was trying to be a rock star, and he was gonna all these things, you know, when we first met. And he was still smoking at the time, and we were sitting in a park, and this guy comes up and asks him for a cigarette, and he said no, and the guy stood there and he said, "Don't you know who I am?" You know, and he began to tell us he used to be in a rock band, and he was a famous bass player and all of that, and we were like, "No, I don't know who you are." But this became a joke. You know, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You know. And so, do you believe you're the kind of person who has to keep people imprisoned inside old stories? I can imprison myself inside old stories. And that's kind of tricky for me right now because, you know, how to say this? 2 years out from Glenn's passing, you know, I loved our life. It was a big life, you know, and I loved it. However, you guys, I can get trapped in that now, you know? It's not the same anymore. And I have to let it go. Not let the love go, right? But that life is no longer what I'm living. And I can imprison myself very easily in that remembrance, in that, you know, reliving those moments. So, what I've noticed is this friend that immediately came to mind that sparked this discussion within me and this prompt and everything. It certainly wasn't them that's the problem. It's the images that I've been carrying of them all these years. The ideas that I've put on them and the offenses that I've taken, which they were just being themselves. But see the tricky thing of perception. When they're being themselves and I'm not in that space of knowing that, then all these perceived slights and hurts and things like that got stuck. And they were stuck in there for a long time until I really took a look at it. I froze them in their old identity. And again, I have to look at that too with my past with Glenn. I can't freeze myself in that identity. And when I do that, I reduce the infinite child of God into a fixed character. We're not a fixed character. We're dynamic. We're moving. We're growing. We're expanding. We are gods and goddesses. Every time I do that, I practice littleness. But I have a choice. I have a choice about it all. Do I want to remain in that littleness? First, I have to notice it. But do I want to remain there? Or do I want to step into gratitude? And that's where I love Glenn's phrase, listen to the voice that likes you. She will tell you that we are one, and she will tell you how to act like it. It just flows. This morning I woke up and something had shifted. And it's, what I'm talking about here, but also just something bigger. I felt the word alive in me. I felt the word magnitude alive in me. It was almost like when I woke up and I saw the sunrise come up and I was getting in my car to come down here. It's a beautiful drive at 6 a.m. in the morning. I didn't even turn on the radio or the music or anything. I just sat with this feeling and this knowledge of magnitude, of who we truly are. But I think that happened because I was willing to bring everything to the Holy Spirit. And that's where I am right now. Everything. I welcome everything that comes to me today. Every person, every situation, every thought. Do not be afraid of what comes into your mind. Do not be afraid of the thoughts that come into your mind. You can tell the difference. You can tell an ego thought. You can tell if a thought is coming from spirit. Don't be afraid, Just let it happen, whatever is happening. Trust spirit to help you discern. If you feel horrible about something, that's not the direction to go in. If you're having to make a decision that you just cannot make, rest for a minute. Don't push it. These are my lessons that I'm sharing with you. And I think this is what is meant by magnitude. Turning it over. It's not becoming more important or doing something in the world, and it isn't becoming spiritually impressive either. It's just magnitude is becoming large enough to tell the truth, and I'm just done with not telling the truth about myself to myself. And that's far more courageous than pretending to be enlightened. I'm going to ask one more question and then I'll close out. But Glenn asked this glorious question, I think. Are you a hostage? Are you a hostage? Am I a hostage to my opinions? Hostage to my history? Hostage to my need to be right? Ooh, that's a good one. I almost sang this morning my song Control Queen. Have you ever heard me sing that? I'm going to sing it sometime again. But this is what this brought up for me. Hostage to, to my need to be right. In my song it says, all the people in the world have a place, and that's the place where they should stay. I've always said that straight is the path and narrow is the way. If all the people in the world would just do as I say, they'd be okay. Right? So the Course tells us, touch no one then with littleness. And Glenn's final question to us, are we comfortable with the grandeur of others? That's been harder for me than it sounds, than I'm embarrassed to admit it, but, it's been harder for me. Am I comfortable with the grandeur of others? I am willing to be comfortable. Sometimes I'm not. But, I'm letting it go. So, what it all boils down to me is that I've been noticing where I'm defending. And if we take the wisdom from the Course that defense is attack, then I'm attacking. So what I want to say is that littleness is this game of defense and attack, and magnitude is being able to see the grandeur in you, no matter what your behavior or my behavior. So, blessed be. And I have a song, because there's always a song. There's always a song. And I'm so grateful to Spirit for giving me these. In my defenselessness, my safety lies, and this awakening has come as a big surprise. In my defenselessness, my safety lies, my safety lies. Whoa, my safety lies. When I feel threatened by this changing world, its drifts of fortune and its bitter jests. The world is illusion with guilt and with shame, defense and attack over and over again. But I'm not the picture of the world I see. I am the power of let it be. Oh yeah, now let it be. In my defenselessness, my safety lies, and this awakening comes as a big surprise. In my defenselessness, my safety lies, my safety lies. Whoa, my safety lies. And so I look past my dreams today and all my fears I gladly toss away. 'Cause I am surrendered and I stand secure. Deep in the stillness, weakness disappears. I listen to the voice for love that guides my path. Hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Yeah. Well, hallelujah. In my defenselessness, my safety lies, and this awakening comes as a big surprise. In my defenselessness, my safety lies, my safety lies. Whoa, my safety lies. In my defenselessness. Oh, thank you, everybody. I know I've gone a little over. Thank you.